Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Sunday's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes as we continue to roll along through the weekend. Yesterday, for probably 99% of you, it was a fine day. For about 1% of you, there were some brief pop-ups that developed during the middle of the day. They were widely scattered. They came and went very quickly, but they did, at least for a short time, interrupt what was a very nice summer day. Those of you who headed to the shore had no such issues really along the South Shore, along the New Jersey shore, and you'll have no such issues today. In fact, today is a hotter day and a bit more humid day as we're bending those winds around to the west-southwest, and that is going to push the temperatures up around or even over the 90-degree mark. So let's take a look at some of the numbers that we expect today from Northeast Virginia through southern Pennsylvania on up to New York City and into southern New England. It's mostly in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Around the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, we're seeing some highs pushing at about 93 or 4. These are Weather Service forecast numbers from their digital database, and I really don't have too much issue with them. They'll be plus or minus a degree of these levels, and the upper 80s extending up into southern and central New England. Now, Monday, we're going to have more of a west wind, and that, I think, is going to make Monday the hottest day. I'm thinking 90 to 95 for just about everybody from southern New England all the way down into southeastern Pennsylvania, into northeastern Virginia, all of New Jersey and Long Island. So Monday's going to be the hottest day of this stretch, and the humidity levels are going to be very high. It's going to be quite uncomfortable. So this is if you've stretched it to a 3-day weekend, this is the day you want to make sure you get into a cool spot. Now, we're going to start to bend those winds around from the west on Monday to more southwest on Tuesday. So it's back to mostly upper 80s and lower 90s on Tuesday. I don't think we're going to see any thunderstorms Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday, I believe, will be the day where we will get some showers and thunderstorms, and temperatures with a south-southwest wind ahead of a cold front. We're looking at mid 80s to around 90, and of course the timing of that front will decide when how high the temperatures get. Now, this is going to be one of those fronts that could get hung up after it passes by to the east, much like the one that we saw back on Monday of this week, getting hung up for about a day or so. This might get hung up for about a day or two. So we'll be in the lower and middle 80s for Thursday and for Friday, and we're going to be looking at possibility maybe of some showers being around with the front to the southeast and perhaps a wave developing on it. So the satellite today, pretty much the same story here. You can see weather systems that are moving right along the Canadian border. There's one into western New York. There's another one back in the plains. The one in western New York is producing an east-west band of storms during the morning hours, at least, across western New York and extreme northwestern Pennsylvania. Now, these storms are going to approach. There's an upper trough that is swinging eastward. So these storms will approach late this afternoon and this evening across the Hudson Valley, and they will weaken and fall apart as they near the coastline during Sunday evening. For all other areas outside of just an isolated pop-up, this is going to be a totally rain-free day. So it's really pretty much the same issues here going forward this week. This upper trough that moves through tonight doesn't do much. The winds bend to westerly tomorrow, so that's going to be the reason why it heats up. You begin to see the next cold front making its initial approach on Tuesday, but it really nears the coast here on Wednesday. You've got the frontal boundary running right down to our west, and I think there will be some showers and thunderstorms with this, and the potential for maybe some stronger storms. I don't know if they'll reach severe levels, but from northeastern Virginia right through southern New England and that whole zone, including south and southeastern Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, et cetera, the Hudson Valley, Long Island, there could be a chance for some storms here. And then the front gets hung up, and you can see that there's lingering moisture for the end of the week and into Friday night and early Saturday. still seeing something hanging offshore. We just saw a situation with the frontal boundary that lingered offshore, and things do like to repeat themselves. No real change in the overall upper pattern, where we have this jet stream pattern that is running, very close to the Canadian border through the Great Lakes and up through upstate New York and northern New England, that flexes every once in a while. It moves to the south, and then every once in a while it moves back up to the north. So every time it flexes, we get a cold front to come through. Every time it moves northward, we turn hot and humid, much like what we're having. And this is going to be the story all through the next 10 days. There'll be another flexing and then another trough dropping into the eastern part of the United States in the long range. So we're moving into the month of August, moving right along here. The first full month of summer is done. We've got one more full month to go and a handful of days in September. Pattern's pretty much the same. So that means it gets hot, but it only gets hot for a few days or so, and then it gets a little cooler, and then it gets cooler for a few days or so, and on it goes. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy your day. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow on Weather in 5.